What's good, fellas? This is Trey. Welcome to this presentation. Topic for today is meet her disinterest with more disinterest. All right, what do I mean by this? Let's say you text a girl and she doesn't respond. Okay, one of the things that we tend to do is, oh, she didn't respond, I gotta text her again to see maybe she was busy. Let me text her again. Let me double text. Let me triple text, right? Or maybe you text a girl and you ask her out and then she says, oh, sorry, I'm busy. And then you're like, oh, well, what about this day? Or what about... Okay, those two examples I just gave, those are huge mistakes that men make. It's like when a girl shows this interest, the worst thing you want to do is show more interest, because the moment you do that, she loses attraction for you, okay? Subconsciously. It's not like she's like sitting there, oh man, I'm losing attraction for him. No, but she is feeling something inside like, oh man, he likes, he likes me more than I like him. Just based on the context, she's getting that feeling, right? She may not be conscious of aware of it, consciously, but subconsciously that feeling is starting to come up, right? If you look at it the other way around, like if you were busy, a girl was trying to get you out and you were busy, and then you said, hey, I'm busy, I can't go. And then she's like, oh, you're busy? Well, what about the next day, right? She's showing like, oh yeah, she's really into you, right? And so you are gonna get real secure and you're gonna be like, oh, I got her, So you're just gonna be like relaxed and not give a fuck. Well, it's the same thing with her. And we gotta remember that these girls, they're going for the best man she can get, and she knows the best man she can get is not the guy who is chasing her or who is very available or who is showing more interest in her than she is in him, right? That's usually the beta male. That's usually the guy who's in scarcity. That's usually the guy who's not the best option, right? So our behavior is either attractive or it's not, okay? If she shows disinterest and you show more interest, you become less attractive to her, right? Because you're demonstrating that she is higher value than you. She's showing disinterest and you're showing more interest. That's incorrect, right? You would only do that if you really wanted something, right? If you're chasing something, if you needed something, right? So the proper things to do is when a girl shows disinterest, like if I text a girl and she does not respond, the last thing I'm gonna do is text her again and say, hey, did you get my text? Or hey this, or hey. No, if she does not respond, I'm gonna get, if I'm gonna text her again, right, it would be like maybe a week later, right? A week later, a whole week. Why? Because I don't want to demonstrate, she's demonstrating disinterest. Why am I gonna demonstrate more interest, right? Obviously that's gonna show that I'm lower value than her, that I'm seeking something from her, because she's not interested and I'm still trying to push, okay? So the right move is either she shows disinterest, so you show disinterest as well, right? So for example, like Mystery would say, if she shows an indicator of disinterest, then you would then you neg her, right? Or you would show her an IOD, an indicator of disinterest, right? But the way I'm seeing it is just, if somebody's not interested and you start showing more interest, you're putting them on a pedestal. It's like you're trying to get to them. They're up here and you're trying to get to them. So just, even for me, it's just kind of common sense, to be honest. There's still this like weird nice guy thing that we all have hardwired in us, makes us want to still go after her, right? Because we feel like we're losing her, but you're gonna actually lose her more. Okay, so the proper response is, if she shows disinterest, you show disinterest as well. She doesn't text you back, you don't text her back. Okay, you just you just leave it there until she texts you back. Right? Now, if you decide you're going to text her back, make sure instead of showing interest, this time you demonstrate value. Okay? Mystery would say DHV, demonstrate higher value. So for example, if a girl doesn't text, okay, let's say I text a girl and she doesn't text me back for a few days, and I like the girl, right? I want to get her. I would text her in a few days, but I'm going to somehow text her in a way that's going to demonstrate value, okay? What do I mean by that? Maybe I'm about to go to some really cool events, right? Or maybe I'm gonna do something that I know she's interested in. Like for example, let's say she's, I don't know, let's say she's into, let's say she likes going to the beach, right? And I'm going to the beach with a couple of my friends. I might say, hey, just letting you know, me and a couple of my friends were going to the beach on such and such a day. If you want to come, let me know. You know, it'd be something like that. It wouldn't be, hey, how are you? Or hey, what are you doing? Or you know what I mean? Because that's like, I have no shit going on, so I'm texting you because I'm trying to see what you're doing so I can get some validation. No. I need to demonstrate that I'm living my life. My kingdom is continuing to be built and continuing to grow. And if you want to be a part of it, you can. Okay? That would be my text. Now, if she doesn't respond to that text, then that's dead. Okay? Because now to me, it's disrespectful. Like if I text a girl one time, she doesn't respond, and I text her a second time, she doesn't respond. That's straight up disrespect. Like imagine one of your boys did that. You'd be like, what the fuck? You know, either you think there's something wrong with him or it's something weird going on. Like, why is he not texting back? So same shit with a girl. I'm not going to treat her any better than I would treat my boy if he wasn't texting me back. So same shit. So it's just having this understanding, like, okay, and let's say like cold approach. Same thing in cold approach. Like if I, one thing guys will do, and that's why I be hearing about guys getting kicked out of malls and girls like, rejecting them harshly and shit like this, because they try to overdo shit. Like me, if I approach a girl and I'm talking to her and I'm like, let's just say I say something like, you're actually pretty cute, I wouldn't mind taking you out or something, right? Let's say I say something like that and she says, oh no, I have a boyfriend. I'm gonna bounce. I'm gonna be like, have a great day. Okay, I could, if I wanted to, I could like, oh, you need a man friend, or oh, he could give us breakfast in bed, or oh, sorry to hear that you have a boyfriend, that sucks, or I could play that game, but I know for a fact when a girl is interested in you, she's not gonna say, like, she's not just gonna be like, hey, I have a boyfriend, right? Some of them will use it as a shit test, and that's if some guys want to go there. If you want, you can kind of play around with that. Sometimes I do, but my mindset is just so in an abundance mindset that the minute I hear a girl demonstrate some disinterest, I'm ready to bounce, right? Because I just have this abundance, right? I don't really, I really want y'all to understand. I have this frame that I see myself as a king, and I just don't think a king would like try to stay and convince a girl to like him or whatever. If he feels like it, yes, right? Like if he's like bored or whatever and he wants to play that game, cool. But like if once it starts to feel like I'm trying to make her like me, nah, man, that's dead. That's a different type of game. I don't play that game, right? If you want to play the game where you're trying to get the girl and you're trying to do this tactic and that, you could go and play that game. I'm not doing that. All right, I'm playing the game of a grounded, masculine man that's alpha and who sees himself as a king. That's the game I'm playing. How would a king interact with a woman? He would see himself as a prize. He would see himself as royalty, and he would carry himself as such. Okay? If a woman says, I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend, he'd probably laugh and be like, good luck, or sorry to hear that, or whatever the case may be. But he wouldn't be like, oh, you have a boyfriend? Yeah, you need a man friend, or oh, he can make us breakfast in bed. I mean, if he wants to, he might say that. But a lot of time, for me, at least where I'm at with it right now, it's like, bro, there's so many girls out here, and these girls, there's single girls out here, and there's girls who have boyfriends or have boyfriends that they won't even tell you that shit, okay? They won't even tell you that shit because the attraction there. Like, that's the game I'm playing. I'm going for that attraction where the girl is not even being logical with me. Like, she's just super emotional. That's what I want, right? That's when you're really hitting them. That's when you're really communicating emotionally. When you get them emotional where they no longer are communicating from a logical place, that, to me, that's actually a good thing. That lets me know that she's in her feminine energy. When they get in their masculine energy, that's when they get a little more logical. Oh, I have a boyfriend, or oh this, or oh that, you know what I mean? Now the objections come up because you haven't really triggered that attraction, right? Because when you trigger that attraction, she's not going to want to cut she's not gonna want to cut the communication or bring up obstacles like that. And she might, and that's where you got to be able to feel out the vibe, right? You got to be able to feel out the vibe, because me, I may stay in an interaction, I may stay in certain interactions longer than others, and I might put up with certain shit. Like somebody on the outside might be like, oh, it looks like he's like kind of putting up with more shit tests in this situation than he was in the other situation. What's the difference? It's the vibe. You can tell when a girl is flirting with you versus when she's not interested. And I've gotten really in tune with this. So that's what keeps me out of trouble, right? Because I hear these, guys going out and they're doing cold approach, and, they violate the environment, or a girl gets pissed off, or, shit like that happens because they're not that in tune with the vibes, right? Like I can feel, I guess the word is becoming embodied. So when you're fully present and in your body, you can really feel the energy of the interaction. You can kind of tell like where to go with it. You know what I mean? But this comes, I'm gonna just be real with you, this comes from like consistent practice. Like you actually have to go out and talk to women consistently so you can get really used to the interaction of the male and the feminine energy. Like, but you got to deal with different types of feminine energy, not just, the same girl over and over or whatever. It's like the thing with cold approach is you approach different kinds of women and you get to deal with different kinds of energy. You get comfortable with it, and you know what energy you vibe with and what energy you don't vibe with. And so for me, it's very easy for me to kind of just go out maybe for like 30 minutes and get a couple numbers. And those are usually solid numbers. I don't get like flaky numbers. In the beginning you will, because you're not able to pick up on the subtleties in the interaction. But once you get comfortable with the process, it's like you start to get your intuition starts to pick up, and you start to sense when it's appropriate to say certain things, when it's appropriate to do certain things. When sometimes guys will ask, when do you go for the number, or when do you go for instant date, or when do you do this? You got to be able to just learn how to feel out the vibes, man. Like in the beginning, you're going to have to kind of just try shit out, practice shit, like just do shit and know that you're going to make mistakes, you're going to fuck some things up. But you're going to learn over time, like what works for your character, like what works for your style of game. Because you want to take like a style of game, like for example, the type of game that I teach is basically like, it's more so like a frame. Right, like a frame, like, okay, when you're approaching a woman, see yourself as a king. That's a frame, right? So it just, okay, what would a king say? What would a king do? Just play that character and stay within that character. Don't break, right? Because how well you play a character is based on how you respond to the outside, right? So it's very easy for somebody to say, yeah, I'm gonna be a king today, but as soon as they get tested, we find out if that's a king based on their response. How do they respond? Right? So for me, it's like if a girl is like showing disinterest or whatever, for me, it's like, okay, a king wouldn't like try to get her interested. He would just walk away and let her feel that loss. Okay? And it's up to her to figure out how to get him back. And if she doesn't know how, then that's her loss. You see what I'm saying? That's the game I play. Right? But I've played different types of games. I played the game where it's like, you're really trying to get the girl and trying to convince her and shit like that. And I mean, that's a game you can play, but I'm not, I have no interest in that anymore. It's like, I value my time, I value my energy, I value my character, okay? And honestly, it's like, women are great, but I just don't have them on a pedestal, you know what I mean? So it's easy for me to just be like, yo, if I'm not fucking with the vibes, I'm out of here, okay? No matter how cute she is, no matter how fine she is, right? Because at the end of the day, I know it's an illusion, okay? I seen this video the other day on Instagram of this woman who, she shows her transformation of how she looks before the makeup and after the makeup. If I show you that shit, you're gonna be like, what the fuck, okay? The girl looks literally, like some type of crack addict or something, without makeup. But when she puts the makeup on, she becomes fine. Like she literally looks like whatever. I'd give her an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10. Like that's how fine she becomes. But before the makeup, I probably give her, I'm not even joking, I probably give her like a 2 or a 3. But after the makeup, she turns into an 8 or 9. That shit is crazy to me. Okay? So I'm just aware that a lot of it, and it makes sense why they do that, because, no offense, but if you really think about it, women don't really have that much value unless, like, you want to have kids. Then they have a lot of value, right? You can't have kids without a woman. But other than that, man, if you want sex, you just do the stuff that I'm saying, like go and create abundance. You'll get sex, right? If you want to have women around, you go and create the abundance code approach. You'll have women around. Okay, but as far as like, I'm not seeking anything from these women. You know, for me, it's just about expression. It's just about, you know, I like to interact with the feminine energy when it's submissive and receptive. Okay, not when it's trying to be masculine, not when it's, you know, trying to fuck with me or whatever. I don't have time for that. You know, you gotta understand, you know, I talk about women and getting women and stuff like that, but I'm very purpose driven in the sense of I'm building a business, I'm, you know, going after my purpose, I'm doing these things. So when I deal with women, it's like, it's fun, man. It's fun, and it's supposed to be fun. It's like, okay, let me go and, you know, mess with some women, you know what I mean? Like, it's good vibes. So once I see that it's not good vibes, I'm out of there. I'm not going to stay in there and try to make it good vibes. Get the fuck out of here. Okay? There's one of me and there's plenty of them. That is the mindset. That is a powerful mindset. It's like, it's one of you, you're a king, and you're building your kingdom, and you go out, you talk to women, it's like, okay, which women are worthy to be a part of my kingdom? You know, that's the mentality. That's the vibes. This shit is fun. Okay? But you got to, like, get to a certain level, because in the beginning, you know, you're going to have all the, you know, what I'm talking in regards to, like, code approach. In the beginning of code approach, you're going to have to deal with the fear of rejection. I'm not going to bullshit you. Fear of rejection, fear of judgment, you know, insecurities are going to come up, past trauma is going to come up like that. That's why, the reason why I believe in code approach is because not only do you get women from it, but it really strengthens your character. You know what I mean? Like, it humbles you. Rejection is humbling, man. You know, a girl saying no to you, like, especially one thing about code approach that's interesting is you'll have some girls that will reject you who, in your perspective, is like, has no business rejecting you, right? But it will happen, and you will see that the universe will humble you if you think that you're so amazing, right? But you are amazing. Like, if you can go through the rejection and still maintain your frame, that's what I respect. It's not the guy who's walking around avoiding rejection and he's okay. No, it's the guy who can get rejected and still stay grounded in his masculinity, still have a smile on his face, still be powerful, still be strong. You know what I mean? Still maintain his character, still maintain his frame. Like, that's the man I respect. It's the man that can go to war and take hits and keep going. Not the guy who's trying to, like, you know, avoid the enemy, avoid the problems, avoid challenge, avoid adversity. I can't respect that. Okay? That doesn't build character. What builds character, what builds grounded masculinity is challenge, is test. When you go out and approach women, it's challenging. Okay? It's not, I'm not saying, like, I'm one of those guys that would tell you you should not chase women. So that's why you got to understand when I say code approach, I'm not like saying go out there and chase a ton of women. I'm saying go out there and express yourself. Go out there and create some abundance. Go out there and have some amazing experiences with beautiful women. Go out there and get your balls. You know what I mean? Be able to, like, approach a woman that you find attractive in the grocery store. Even if you're afraid to do it, just do it. Guess what? You're going to feel strong. You feel like, fuck, man. You know? I was nervous, I was, you know, scared or whatever, but I still did that shit. You're gonna feel strong after it, no matter if you get the girl or not. Sometimes you'll get the girl, sometimes you won't. Who gives a shit? It's the character that you build. Okay? But just to get back on the topic, okay, when a girl shows disinterest, you meet it with disinterest. Period. Every single time. Anytime she's like, let's say she flakes on you. You're supposed to meet up with her somewhere and she says, oh, sorry, I can't make it today. Just be like, oh, cool, sounds good. Don't be like, oh, but you said you were gonna come, or oh, why didn't you let me know earlier, or oh, this. Nah. The vibes is, oh, you're not gonna show up? That's great. I'll just go with another girl. Like, that's the vibes. Or, oh, you're not gonna show up? Oh, great. Now I can go and do that thing that I wanted to do instead. You know, her value we just can't have these girls on pedestals, because it's just an illusion. It's a lie. Okay? We are doing all the shit. We're the ones who have to work on our character. We're the ones who have to build our career. We're the ones who have to make money. We have to do this, get in shape. We have to do all these things to get a women. All they have to do is just put on the makeup. They know that's no, like, bro, that's how you know they don't have no value like that. Because look how much time they put into makeup. Because they know if they don't look good, there's nothing else there. Okay? And I'm not like being an asshole. I know there are some women who do have great personalities and stuff like that, but there are also men who have great personalities too. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're not really bringing anything that a man wouldn't have. The only thing they're bringing is ass and pussy. Okay? And hey, don't get me wrong, I love some ass and pussy, but I don't have it on a pedestal. There's plenty of that. It's not like when a woman tries to act like, oh, her ass and pussy so great. No, there's 7 billion people on the planet. If you are not willing to give up your ass and pussy, I get it from another girl, straight up. And that's the vibes. That's the vibes, man. All right? So that's the video. I hope this advice was helpful. If you'd like one-on-one coaching, if you like to work together, you like to handle your dating life, you want to go out there and do some cold approach, you would like me to hold you accountable, give you guidance, give you feedback so you can actually get some real results. If you want to get a girlfriend or get a rotation going or whatever it is you're trying to do, if you want to make that happen, I have a new program. It's an affordable coaching program, okay? It's 8 weeks. It's one-on-one coaching. We get on calls. And basically, we're going to map out, okay, what exactly do you want to create? Like, what kind of dating life you want to create? I'm going to map out the action steps that you're going to have to take to make this shit happen. And then I'm going to help you execute on the plan, okay? And I'm doing this for 5 men. I'm looking for 5 men that are interested, who want to get started right away so we can start making some shit happen. It's going to be cold approach, and it's also going to be me helping you make your archetype sexier. You know, like work on different qualities, your physique, your style, your body language, your communication skills, like whatever areas you need to like sharpen up and bring up so you can attract beautiful women. We're going to work on those things, and then we're going to be going out and meeting women, cold approach. You know what I mean? So if you like the idea of that, hit me up. I'm looking for 5 men. The program's only $597, okay? Only $600. Okay, my main program is like, right now is like $1,500, but I've created this. This program is a little more affordable. Okay, $597, only $600, but it's gonna change your life. Okay, because as I said, we're gonna get clear on one specific goal for your dating life. Like if you want to attract a girlfriend of a certain quality, right? We'll get specific on that and we'll move towards that. Or if you want to have a rotation of women, we'll get clear on that and we'll move towards that. Whatever your goal is, all right? So if you're interested, hit me up. I'll give you the details. Peace.